What is going on, everybody? My name is Nico and welcome to the chat. I'm here with Enter the Chat Gaming today to talk about one of the new Xbox Game Pass games that came out, and that is The Ascent. And I want to talk about this game because I've seen so much interesting stuff on social media and just actually playing this game that I really want to talk about. So we're going to review The Ascent today, but if this is your first time here on the channel, make sure you are subbed for more content out of me, Rico, and Toby all the time. Let's get into it. So the first thing I want to address before we even get into the review for The Ascent is that this game has had a lot of, the PlayStation, loyalists that can't stand Xbox for whatever reason have been up in arms on Twitter because this game is getting, I think it has like a 70 on Metacritic or something. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I was in high school, a 70 was a C. A 70 was a C, which means that that was passing. That's like an average score was a C. And to me, I think that's more than acceptable for a game to have. I think it's more than acceptable. Now, let's look at the bigger picture here. It's rated on a scale of 0 to 10. Okay? 0 to 10. 5 is your average. That's your medium. So anything over 5 is worth giving a shot. That's my opinion. Anything over a 5 may not be for you. If it's like a 6 or a 7, it may not be your game, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game. It's just not for you. Not every game needs to be a 10 out of 10, and The Ascent is, I agree, as like a 7.5, maybe an 8 for some people. I agree, it's right in that range, but I think that's okay. I don't think it needed to be this out of the park, like, home run, Ghost of Tsushima, Halo Infinite, whatever it may be kind of game. It didn't need to be that big thing. It's just a fun game. So that is what we're going to talk about, how this is just a fun game. Now, first thing I want to talk about, now that we're getting into the actual specifics of The Ascent, is god damn does this game look good. Like, good lord almighty, this game looks so freaking good. I'm playing it on Xbox Series X and it looks phenomenal. It is eye candy. I kid you not. It is a very pretty game, and I was not expecting that. I had been following this game for a while and I was looking forward to it. I was looking forward to hopping in. It's a twin stick shooter style, and I was really just kind of keen on seeing what this was about because it's very unique and it is gorgeous. So the setting is like a cyberpunk kind of city, and it's less of like the realism that Cyberpunk 2077 had with, like there not being any aliens and stuff. That's just all humans. This game has a lot of other races and aliens and things like that that are all scattered throughout the locations, and it's really cool to see, this separate world from what we got with Cyberpunk 2077. If you're still itching for that cyberpunk theme, this is an excellent game for it. It is really cool. Now, in terms of the story, I'm not keen on it. This is where the game really takes it. It really tanks for me. It's just not that good. The story is not all that interesting. They kind of just throw you in and you expect you to understand what's going on. They throw a bunch of different terms at you and different ways of describing things that are very familiar in this world, but not familiar to anyone that's not already a part of this world. And the only way to get that information is by going through and looking at each individual dialogue option and talking about and asking questions about all the different things. And for me personally, I don't want to take the time to do that. My favorite part of games is not the dialogue options, okay? Just explain what these things are to me so that way I know what the hell is going on, and then we can move along. So for me, the story has just been skipping the cutscenes, getting back to the action. That has been the appeal to this game for me because the gameplay is super fun. So like I said earlier, this is a twin stick shooter, and it's got a lot of like Diablo kind of elements to it where you're running around, you're doing your twin stick shooting, you're lighting enemies up, and then you're going to be looting equipment and things like that and beefing up your character along the way. And it's super fun because you level up. There's different attribute points that your character can unlock, and there's different builds obviously that you're going to be able to do, and that's really cool. It's just a fun, satisfying character progression, and I'm really enjoying it. Now, the other part about the combat is not that it's just twin stick, because that could get kind of old, but there's this element of you being able to crouch and like aim your gun up over obstacles or aim higher because there could be stairs and enemies are up top. There's a bunch of different ways that they really shook up the twin stick shooter genre and made it unique and different in its own way, and I'm really liking the gameplay. There's also abilities and stuff that you're able to use to fight and combat and things like that, and I am really enjoying, like, that part of the game is the best part of the game, is just going around and doing the missions. Now there's main missions, which are the story stuff, and the side missions. I will argue that the side mission, like dialogue and things that are going on, occasionally you'll get a good funny one, and there's like interesting and humorous dialogue. That is more what I'm about. The main story is just confusing because you don't really know all these terms and all these different things that they're throwing at you. So that I kind of just skip through. The side missions, occasionally I will listen to, you know, when they're giving me the quest or whatever that happens to be, and listen, because sometimes it is funny. Sometimes you'll get something that's just humorous because these characters are kind of interesting and this world is very interesting. I just wish it was handled better and explained better off the bat. They kind of give you this little intro cutscene, and then outside of that you don't really know what the hell's going on. Now, this game is on Xbox Game Pass, which is fantastic. I really think this is an awesome addition to Game Pass because it is something that is just so easy to hop in and play. It does feature co-op. You can play online and matchmaking and queue up with people, or you can play with your friends, and it's just a really good time. Like, overall, this game is an okay story. If you really want to take the time to get into it, there's probably some lore bits and stuff that would be very interesting if you care to go through all the dialogue options. I myself don't care, but other than that, it's a mindless shooter that's just super fun to get loot and keep progressing and do all the side missions and explore the world, because the world is so damn pretty. That's what makes this game really fun for me, and I do highly recommend it if you have access to Xbox Game Pass. I do think that just because this got, you know, a 75 or whatever the hell the rating is on Metacritic, that it is still worth playing. It is definitely worth checking out because it is a very, very cool game. But that is pretty much all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for entering the chat with me. Make sure, like I said earlier, you are subbed for more stuff from me, Rico, and Toby. Check out the weekly podcast where we talk all things video games. But that is going to be it for this one, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.